Who wins the AFC North?
Man, I didn't think it'd come down to this, man. It's no way I thought the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the way they was playing was going to go to Cleveland and lose. You got a chance to end it right here. You lose to a 3-win team. I know it's Shador. I know it's Shador. You feel me? But a 3-win team, y'all got a chance to go sew the division up, man. Y'all could restart. You could do whatever. It don't matter. DK, none of that stuff matter if we just go on the road and beat a 3-win team. You know what I'm saying? So, I like I said before, I was on this bandwagon all year. I hopped off the bandwagon and I said, this shit is just too inconsistent for me. You know what I'm saying? They started winning games, so the lead ran, tried to jump back on the bandwagon. But hey, listen, man, I can't. I'm sorry. Can't ride with these boys, man. If you can't go close the game out versus the Browns, then I don't like it, man. If the Ravens come out and that O-line and Derrick Henry run the ball the way they did in Green Bay versus a solid rush defense, bro, Pittsburgh has no chance, man. So I gotta ride with the Ravens, man. It's a big game. It's a big game, and I'm just gonna ride with the Ravens, Harbaugh and the guys, man. They just seem like they wanted at this time of the year. They just wanted a little bit more, in my opinion. So
wait a second. You were on the bandwagon, off the bandwagon, on the back bandwagon, and now back off the bandwagon.
Back off the bandwagon.
Wow. Unbelievable.
I'm turning into a Steeler. Now I'm inconsistent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hitchhiking.
They did it to you.
Bleeding.
Yeah.
It's
their
black
fault.
yellow bleeding on to me now. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Get the inconsistency off me. You know what I'm saying? Ravens knock these boys out. And if the Ravens get in, that's going to be a dangerous team, a very dangerous team.
Dangerous.
But what has Lamar done in the playoffs before?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're dangerous now?
I'm just telling you, man, experience matters, Kenzie. Experience matters. You feel that window closing.
But remember, the football gods are not with them. He didn't go to OTAs.
You're right.
Call me. Say that.
So I'm confused.
Okay, but what if Lamar doesn't play?
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so
I know.
maybe that's it. You want to go?
Yeah, Cody.
Yeah, so I said at the beginning of the year that I thought the Steelers would make the playoffs, so I'm going to stick with that. I think the Steelers get the job done. I know you're not a big fan of them, but this could potentially be Aaron Rodgers' last game ever if they don't win this game.
True.
So I think that's going to give them some extra motivation. Mike Tomlin's a great motivator. They're at home. They already beat the Ravens once on the road against that offensive line and Derrick Henry. So I think they come out and get the job done. I don't think it's pretty, though. I think it goes back and forth. It's going to be a low-swing game.
But he clearly struggled without DK Metcalf.
They are, and I think that's what caused an issue this week. To your point, Akib, was the distraction of DK not being there. They had some guys out. I think they took this game off and already had the hats made and everything ready for AFC North champs, and we're going in this game a little too confident. They got humbled because the 3 games prior, they were playing some really, really good football. I think they get back on track with that. I think they get the job done at home and they get a win.
I know I wasn't here, but I had the Ravens winning the division, and I'm going to stick with the Ravens, man. That game against Green Bay was really impressive. Now, I know they didn't have Parsons, but the way they ran the ball, and they ran the ball just like that the first time against the Steelers.
Yeah.
That was some bad calls.
They did.
That, it turned that game in Pittsburgh's favor. Another thing that turned that game in Pittsburgh's favor was DK having 140 receiving yards with a big play downfield early in the game.
Yeah.
They will not have that. And if they can get back to Henry running the ball like he did and has, and limit the turnovers, what Hundley does and came in was no turnovers. Now that defense, they could probably get carved out by anybody. So I'm not going to hold Aaron Rodgers out of it. But another missing point that they're not going to have is Washington, the big tight end, who got hurt in the Browns game.
He got hurt.
Like, we talk about tight ends and quarterbacks. He was a huge outlet for Rodgers, right? So he's not going to have him as well. So I'm going to take the Ravens on the road. They had a great road game against Green Bay. They follow it back with give Henry the ball 36, 40 times if you have to.
So you're saying with or without Lamar, you're going Ravens?
With or without, I'm going Ravens.
Nice.
So I also had the Ravens before the year to win this division. And I'm going to stick with it because Aaron Rodgers looked pathetic to me yesterday. And again, he didn't have his weapons, but he just looked as washed as you can look.
Oh, shit.
I think he always
he
does.
looked Phillip Rivers washed to me yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You know, Phillip Rivers coming balling. Right?
But I'm talking about arm strength
Right.
washed.
Yeah.
Where Aaron Rodgers yesterday averaged 3.5 air yards per attempt. It's just, listen, that's not a stat a lot of people talk, but it's just sorry. It's just like don't belong in pro football, sorry. And the Steelers yesterday on a combined 3rd and 4th down went 3 for 18.
Ooh.
Again, don't have your weapons. I got it. But you're not going to be able to function like that against this team and win this game. Okay, now I'm going to flip over to Lamar. Something is really going south with Lamar and the Ravens. And there was a big article last week that we didn't get a chance to talk about in the Baltimore Sun by Mike Preston. And I have respect for Mike Preston because he grew up in Baltimore, played offensive line at Towson State, and he really knows the Ravens. And he reported that Lamar and the coaches barely speak if they do at all, that Lamar has fallen asleep in some meetings. Then Harbaugh said, I should know. I'm in every meeting. Well, he's not in the quarterback meetings, John Harbaugh. And they said that Lamar is now obsessed, kind of like Kyler got in Arizona with video games, and that he plays them all night long, and that they're pushing back the start of practice deeper into the afternoon so Lamar doesn't have to come in so early. I've heard all kinds of bad stories about Lamar and the coaches and not communicating. It just sounds bad. And then I was surprised he didn't go. And I don't know how hurt he is because I have no idea. He got kneed in the back, I guess, or maybe it's some rib type thing. But Tyler Huntley really played at a high level. It's not pretty to watch, but it just worked at Green Bay, and it really works when you rush for 307 yards, right? And he contributed to the 307 because he can move. And he's smart, and he's been around enough that I don't think he'll screw it up. And so, to your point, if you just keep, remember, they lost to New England in large part because Derrick Henry didn't play through much of the fourth quarter after he had literally run them back into the game. And then they kept with the Keaton Mitchell duo, and they went back to Keaton Mitchell for the rest of the game. Well, they just kept giving it to the big fella, and he got 36 carries for 216 yards. Well, there's no reason he can't do a lot of that against Pittsburgh, which has been bad against the run a lot all year. And to your point, at Baltimore, they just couldn't stop them. So to me, they'll run the football down Pittsburgh's throats, and I think they should win this game pretty easily, like in the 28-17 range, something like that.
You're saying with or without Lamar?
Yeah, I'm saying
better without,
I think they're better without.
Yeah,
I do.
They run the ball more. Give it to Derrick
Don't turn
Henry.
it over, man. Don't turn it over. If Henry cannot fumble, even if he does fumble, I'm still going to give him the rock.
Yeah.
Because without him, you're not going anywhere in the run game anyway. So you might as well just keep giving them the ball.
I mean, they won at Lambeau 41-24.
They did.
That's
71 points in both of Tyler Huntley's starts combined.
Hello.
Man.
Which is in 2 games.
I just like the way
impressive
both quarterbacks
because he beat the Bears, he beat the Packers.
Carving too.
Yeah. I'll say this though, man. I disagree. I not with what you're saying about Lamar. I do think something's off with him this year.
Something's not right.
Talking about that first, but this year, I mean, early in the season, the defense is playing bad and he's playing well, and they still can't win games. So you get frustrated. Then you have an injury and you miss some time. Then you get frustrated. Then you come back, and ever since then, you continue to have little injuries, and you never get back to 100%, and you can't get in a rhythm, and you're missing some throws. And I talked about his mechanics against the Bengals in that game, and he said, I'm making them at practice, but I'm missing them in the games, and I'm working hard, but it's not translating. Then you have another back injury, and you miss some more time. I just think it's mental right now for Lamar. It's just, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You're having an off year. When you play quarterback long enough in the NFL, you're going to have some off years. Maybe not years, but some off stretches. I'll say that. And right now, I think that's the only thing that's going on with Lamar. He's just not finding a rhythm, not being consistent enough, and it's just an off season for him. But we're forgetting that last year, he just threw 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and 4,000 passing yards. He also had 900 rushing yards. This wasn't 4 or 5 years ago. This was 1 season ago that happened. So Lamar is still Lamar Jackson. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
He is still that guy. He's still MVP. He still has that in him. Now, the video game stuff and the film off, all of those other things, I don't believe that. Now, I don't think that holds any weight. I really don't. I don't think Lamar is the type of leader that would do that. The way that he works and, the way that he's bet on himself throughout the years and was, should have thought he was going to be a first-round pick, ended up going last in the first, late 32nd. All these things happen. He's had that motivation this entire time. I don't think he's taking his foot off the gas right now and becoming complacent. I just think it's an off year, and mentally he's off, but I think he'll get back on track. Maybe if it's not this year and Huntley finishes it off. If Lamar's ready, though, I still think there's an argument to put him back out there if he's 100%. But right now you feel confident with Huntley, but I have no doubt Lamar's going to get back to being that MVP.
I just don't want Lamar to get out there playing through injury and pressing.
If he's not 100, I agree. If he's not 100, ride with Huntley. He's playing good. But if he's 100%, man, you got to, it's Lamar Jackson still.
Well, listen, even with Lamar Jackson questionable right now, 75% of the chat has the Ravens. So they're siding with Skip and the boys over here. But I know we got to talk about a game that Skip's really excited to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
You're just dying to talk about because